Units, await my orders.
Ally over here, the English. Look how it he disconnected partway through the beginning stages here. So that's the same thing. But position is pretty much useless. My army move in, block off Dark Angel and up with England there. Speed up. There's a lot of maneuvering in this battle. So, speeding up a lot. Let's see. The Polish line here is getting bombarded by these 8 groups of Trebizond archers. So wisely they choose to withdraw. cataphracts bugging the English peasant archers.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
They put up a bit of a fight here, but nothing they can do as far as superior infantry and cataphracts.
The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men.
Turn that down a bit. I'm afraid you guys probably won't be able to hear me. Spend a long time yammering at myself.
Praise to
there
our
goes
Lord.
the English general.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will lose heart.
Kind of my first time narrating anything like this. There goes the charge of the Varangians. Nice. Oh, took down several of them. There goes another one. An enfolding attack. These guys are coming around there. All the while these archers are just kind of laying down fire in this general area. The English, being that the AI is really doing absolutely nothing, have no chance. Another charge, and there's some lancers into the back of these heavy cavalry, but heavy cavalry are lacking their charge bonus, so it's really the heavy infantry that are going out here. There's 2 more units against those guys. Really quite disappointing that the AI, when it takes over for a human player, doesn't do anything. There's the Polish defensive line. Alright. This is about it. I mean, these guys all eventually rout. They put up a bit of a fight, but they're surrounded and disheartened. Even knights aren't exactly capable of holding off an entire enemy army themselves. Especially when they aren't completely surrounded. There's no 300 Spartan situation right here. Yeah, a little archer fight with these cavalry over here. Let's go check on the battle on the hill, since the one down the hill's pretty much gone. There's these guys poking around with their cavalry. Getting close, but not close enough to do any damage.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
French forces, mailed knights, spearmen, the Russian forces. Alright, let's speed it up a bit.
Praise the Almighty.
If you watch the mini-map from occasion, you'll notice that Koenig Panther and I are moving our units up here behind this entire conflict, so that whoever's the victor here won't be able to force us to fight uphill. But considering the defensive way both of these guys are playing, I have a feeling as though we have plenty of time. The interesting thing you'll see here is that Venice oftentimes charges, but then is countered by the entire force of French knights repeatedly. Looking for a weakening. Both sides are. They can't get too close, because then you got these peasant crossbowmen. These, well, wherever they're around here somewhere. This guy's archer's way back here. What? Oh. Either way, so he's trying to sneak some missile cavalry around that side. They can't get the heavy cavalry too close because they're being protected by spearmen here, you know. And then if they get entangled in killing off peasants or whatnot, and move the spearmen right into conflict there, and these French knights are just going to come up right on them. So that's the sticky situation that the Holy Roman Empire and Venice alliance are stuck in. God damn it. Windows updates. experiencing a little bit of difficulties. I mean, it's a long battle to try and, you know, run a recording software while you're also playing the recording. Come on! Alright, there we go. We're back in here. As you can see, more skirmishing, more skirmishing. We've taken out the unit of woodsmen down here. But they got caught by the French knights, and then you got all those peasant archers dropping them. Oh. Looks like the mounted sergeants of the Holy Roman Empire are caught by the French knights. It's a bad loss for them. A little bit of a fight to control the middle areas around here. I don't really know why. This is kind of like, probably like sword fighting. It's on a very grand scale. You defend and then you counterattack. Parry and strike, parry and strike. That's interesting. A charge of light cavalry against a group of French knights. Huh. Well, I would say that didn't go too well for really either side. So these guys lost all these woodsmen, weakening their right flank here. Let's speed it up again. Oh, now they're bringing back their boyar sons. Ooh. Here's another charge. Trying to get those boyars, get them caught, and finish them off. Good idea. But the French cavalry, here they come in support again. This is the thing I find funny. I don't know what these spearmen are doing. I think they were accidentally commanded, so now they're just walking around. They walk right into those heavy infantry and get massacred. Oh look, they caught some of them. Nice. They withdraw again. Looks like the infantry have moved forward a bit to give a bit of a challenge to the enemy here. The French still have all of those backup guys, as well as all these guys. Don't know why those peasant archers are out front there. It's a lucky thing for them that all these cavalry are back here, otherwise they would have just been rolled. As you can see, the Byzantine forces moving up in the rear. Let's speed it up again here. Exchange of arrows there. Interesting advance party of the Venetians coming out against these archers here. And forward with the sergeant spearmen and a charge, yep. So since these guys are all on skirmish mode, there goes the entire right flank of the Russians. But with these French knights in play, and then all of these backup dismounteds, I can't help but wonder why this entire battle group has not moved forward to pin down some of the enemy. But I think one of the things, the real problem with this attack on the side here is that these are exhausted Sergeant Spearmen going up against fresh heavy infantry. There's some more French guys to the rescue. Continual support from the entire French force, which is really unpressed in this side here. Like, completely unpressed. There's some exhausted guys running after some missile cavalry. That'll end badly. Oh, the Venetians have started routing. Completely unsupported. Good for the Byzantine team, though. More guys that get killed in this fight, the less guys we have to fight later. Yeah, they definitely repulsed that entire right flank attack. Not enough supporting infantry behind that cavalry charge. Now here's the battle on that side. The problem here, as far as I see it though, is that, yeah, you're advancing, but you got all these exposed flanks, right? Like, these guys not so much, but these guys, look at this. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. However, in battle, there are, of course, 1,000 things to keep track of. Here, look at those guys. French knights chasing off peasant archers. Yeah, and here we go. This is really what led to the ultimate demise of this Venetian and Holy Roman Empire team. The German player had to go, and so he left, and the AI, as we saw with England, just kind of lets it be, and yeah. So now Venice is completely alone against two armies, similarly to how Dark Angel met his fate. At this point, you see they're getting flanked all over the place. The Russians are coming in for support. These guys will hold out a bit, but they don't have any of the support of these guys. Venetians are putting up a valiant defense on this line here, but it's not bound to hold, because not only does the enemy army have more maneuverability, but the Venetian has to protect and use stationary German units, all while dealing with the fact that he no longer has any cavalry. See, the French aren't afraid to pit a far smaller force
Only half
up
the enemy
against
force remain.
a larger force of knights, because they know they have the maneuverability, and as long as they can pin those units there, they can really get people wherever they want them. Not to mention the low morale here. This is good with the spear militia cavalry. Unfortunately, it's a general's bodyguard cavalry, so they kind of just rode right by in the back of these German units. Might get themselves stuck, though. Oh, nope, doesn't look like it. Oh, ouch. Going down here against the peasant archers. Bam. Maybe they'll get him. Oh, Careful with your general there, France. You're not going to lose the fight, but you'll lose a lot more troops if you lose your general. Notice how Venice is kind of protecting these huge swarm of archers. I don't know why Russia still has their spearmen in Skiltron formations. Oh, hey, look there. German knights on lead have routed the Boyar sons. But they can only stand for so long. Now that their line is getting. Similarly to the Venetians here. Could have been doing so much better had those armored sergeants been giving them support, but nope. Pity. Terrible pity. Alright, so now it's basically just a mop-up of... You'll see here that the Venetians are attempting to guard this large group of peasant archers, which I think was a very smart move on their part. There's only one slight problem, as you'll see here coming up. The peasant archers are still on skirmish mode. So as you see these general bodyguards come in here, all of these guys who are protected decide to run right out into the open, which means these French knights can just come right down on them. And as they're running, of course, they're not shooting. So that is the downfall of that little scheme they had there.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
One of the things I like about Rome, or about Total War's RTS battles here, is that the corpses stay.
The battle seems
So as
to be
opposed
swinging in
to
our favor.
other,
From such
you know,
tidings does
standard
victory
build
emerge.
and battle RTS games, you don't know where your previous fights were, whereas in Total War you can scan over the battlefield and you can see all the little skirmishes, which I thoroughly enjoy. It's exciting to see. As you see here, you can see the fall of the right wing, but also the push, how they were pushed back, you know. It's quite fascinating. And then here, obviously, you can see the clash of the heavy infantry. Here we have more heavy infantry taking out the Feudal Knights, Germany's general. The Byzantine forces lining up. Now this is an interesting maneuver, and my favorite in the battle without even discussing.
Praise to our Lord.
Koenig Panther
Our
and
men
I
have
both
slain
sent
the enemy
cataphracts
general. Now his
across
men
this
will lose
wide
heart.
open plain against his boyar sons here who are tired. Without support from any other very close units. They have these spearmen, but even heavy cavalry like the cataphracts are going to outmaneuver the spearmen any day.
Praise to our Lord. Our men have slain the enemy
The
general.
Russian does the only
Now
thing
his
he
men
can
will
do
lose
is he
heart.
charges his dismounted boyars. Because if they had stayed running, they would have lost even more than they just did here. And that's basically the breaking of the backbone of the Russian army. It's a good 2-3 units of their heavy infantry just massacred. And then you see this fight over here where these peasant archers get caught by cataphracts. Whereas our enemy here has no
The battle is
maneuverability,
in our favor.
and Koenig
If we
Panther and
remain
I
true
have
and
all of the
wholehearted,
maneuverability.
victory will be ours.
As you see, the enemy troops are trying to reform battle lines just as
The
we're
enemy are
reforming battle
badly
lines.
blooded. They have lost
In the
half
heat of
their
the,
men.
I mean, looking over it now, right, I realized that there wasn't that much that we had to contend with at this point in the battle. But in the heat of the conflict, of course, right? Here's one of the moments of my shame where I get caught by these Drazinas here. But in the heat of the conflict, you don't realize that your enemy, see, isn't as big as you. So here we are carefully lining up our troops, preparing for a counter-assault. It really wasn't that necessary. And here, let's fast forward a bit. He pokes into the center here and then decides upon seeing our loads of Trebizond archers that he really doesn't want to do that. Boom. Alright, now we'll see. The battle lines are being formed here. And at this point, Koenig Panther and I try to move our armies up simultaneously. Again, believing the enemy's stronger than they actually are. But as we get closer here, the realization quickly comes that most of France's forces are peasant crossbowmen. The only nation with actual heavy infantry now is really the Russians. The French have some knights left, but they're all very tired and battered. As you see the charge of the cataphracts there. My cataphracts coming around the rear who will finish up the job. My units are falling a little behind. Here we come in on the Russians. He comes down on the Russians here too. As you can see, his infantry. Here's my cataphracts finishing off what's left of the actual French resistance. Then here's his general here. Way outnumbered.
We are
Yep,
blessed.
there he goes.
The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
Here's some more cataphracts against the peasant crossbowmen. Don't really stand a chance. Varangians matched against their heavy infantry. And then hordes of lancers and Varangians all against the Russians who get flanked by the Varangians. Rather painful, I would say. Not the kind of, I want to get flanked, but getting flanked by really big people wielding really large axes just seems like a bad day maker. Russia is putting in all of their effort to at least try and kill as many, but with all of my guys around their flank here, they just rout. Cataphracts finishing up the job. There's no huge piles of bodies from these fights because of the routing. No final desperate stands, really.
Glorious heaven
Considering,
above.
though, that they were a lot
Our
more
men have
exhausted and a
captured
lot
the
more
enemy
used
general.
than our troops.
Guard him well.
I would say
Give
that
the
they
dog
did
some
as well as they
wine,
could.
And be sure he can see us defeat the rest of his army.
This is a funny one. Here's the little German here. Just kind of chilling. We went for a while without realizing that, hey, we need to kill that guy to get real victory. And here we spotted him. Run away, little fella, run away. Oh, too late. And here comes more cavalry, but it's a little too late. They've already routed. But they run away from the outside border, and gets me every time. And here's the victory here. Not bad, not bad. What is this? Look at all these prisoners taken by the cataphracts, man. He had one unit of counterfracti that did 120 kills. Man. That's an interesting statistic there. My casualties inflicted by the Byzantine cavalry are the exact same as the ones healed. Well, you know, my own casualties healed. We didn't really sustain that many. My highest was 66 here. It's not that bad. Look at the prisoner totals, man.